Do 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 do, and then you lose control. There's a fire within you. So, oh, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. Apologize for any um, other weirdness going on. I'm in the car. It's the middle of the day. It's not evening. Welcome to Walks with Wolfie. We're not walking at this moment. We're sitting in the car, and I'm revving the engine because we've had a storm for 5 days. There's been a storm. I'm not joking. 5 days. We had just like 5 days of storm all day, storm all day, and then just bang, 2 days of snow. It snowed nonstop for 2 days, which is unheard of in this part of the world. Like the last time it did that was like 30 years ago or something. I don't know, more, 40 maybe. Um, Wild, and there's more snow than anyone's ever seen. It's great if you've got kids. Get your sledge out and find a hill. Lots of hills here. And um, yeah, work on your technique. Some like to sit, some like to stand, right? So, yay! And I'm in the car because I figured that the car wasn't going to start. Actually, it's we've been in the minus degrees temperatures, and this car is an old wreck, and I just figured the car is not going to start. So I thought I'd go and just check. I wasn't hopeful at all. Actually, I sort of planned this because I'm doing this in the middle of the day. Um, I thought I'd just shake up everything. I'd shake up everything today because of a billion things. I can't go for a jog because I messed my knee up. So I can't get out for an afternoon jog. It's a lovely afternoon for a jog. Um, like you wouldn't think there'd been a storm for 5 days because it's like the sky is blue on one side and sort of or dark blue on one side and light blue on the other where the sun is. The sun is just like shining through the sort of light snow clouds there. The trees look like every tree looks like a Christmas tree. Um, there's cars around me buried in the snow. Um, the walls have like 20 centimeters of snow sitting on top of them. Um, it's been crazy. So there was that. I screwed my knee up. Um, I had to go to the dentist this morning. Now I can't tell if there's something stuck in between my teeth or if that's the actual filling. Um, who I love dentists. I know, honest, seriously, I do. I mean, like I don't love going to the dentist, but I love dentists because who would want to work in a job that involves putting your fingers in somebody else's mouth? Really? I mean, you've got to respect that, right? I mean, there, um, there was a philosophy about work. What was it? The reason why people get paid is because nobody would do it for free, right? So true. That's the reason why you get paid. Otherwise, people would do it for free, wouldn't they? They do it just to help each other, right? But the, re- um, people get paid because jobs are bad. The people don't want to do them, right? That's why you get paid. You get remuneration for your service and for your knowledge and for your time and for your effort and for your energy and getting up early and solving problems and helping people and studying and gaining more knowledge. Yay! Yay! Parked next to me is one of those newer Volkswagen Golfs. What beautiful cars they are. Yeah, that's this. They're really. And look at if you watch the evolution of the car, if you see the evolution of the car as well. I mean, it's just beautiful, right? Looks like a dolphin for some reason. Anyway, um, where are we? Yeah, I'm going to run the engine for 5-10 minutes and just rev it and just get things. Oh, oh, bit of a vibration there. I'm not actually sure that I'd be able to get out of this car park. There's so much snow at the moment. I've been cleaning the snow off the car. Yeah, this is Walks with Wolfie. We'll get around to talking about something interesting. Yeah, was I talking about the snow? Yeah, I'm not sure I'd be able to get the car out of the car park, to be honest, because there is so much snow. And the moment you get out of the car park, the first thing you hit is a hill. The out of the car park, the car slides onto a hill. Now, I spin my wheels on a normal day in the transfer from the car park to the hill. As I get out onto the hill, I spin my wheels on a normal day. So God knows what it would be like today. As I saw lorries couldn't get up there the other day. The wheels were just spinning and spinning. Um, there we go. So got a bit nervous in the dentist's chair today, but I mean dentists, you gotta love them, right? Yeah. I mean doctors as well, right? I mean a lot of the operations that you're performing are saving lives, extending lives, and you're helping people who've done things to themselves, as well. And you're right. What a frustrating life that must be. A bit of a wild one as well, according to the people I know who have worked in hospitals. Um, that sort of clean, um, sort of sterile exterior presentation of what hospitals are like. It's not really what they're like, um, according to what I've heard from the inside. Yeah, yeah. Not to mention the training centers for hospitals as well. They're pretty wild places um, where they test everything to the extreme. Yeah. Uh, I once had a I once I once knew two doctors. They were a married couple. And they were like, if ever you need any pills or medicine or whatever, just call us up and we'll help you out. I was like, I'm all right, thanks. I'm all right. They were nice people. They were just trying to be helpful. They was you know nice people. There we go. So I'll say it's nice in the car. I got the sun hitting the car right now. I was out cleaning the snow off it earlier. I'm sort of happy that it starts. It's going to be cold when I get out of the car though. Rev, rev, rev. I don't know if you can hear the engine revving in the background. I'm not even going to test getting out of the car park right now because 50-50. I imagine I'd probably make it if I went slowly enough, step by step, but I'd probably have to go down the hill rather than up the hill. Uh, Definitely be a slide there. And of course, in this part of the world, most people don't have winter tires in their car. They've got all year-round tires, which is sort of like, well, because we have a temperate maritime climate where it doesn't change usually that much between summer and winter. It's like summer tires basically. So everyone's got summer tires in winter. Hurrah! Well done, everybody. Unless you got some four-wheel drive truck or Jeep or something bigger, some giant SUV or something like that. So there we go. Have I bored you with the details of where I am and what's going on? Have I? Probably have. Right. Okay. So I'll rev the engine for one more minute here, and I should probably let it run for a bit longer. But things to do. What I wanted to talk about was, it's interesting that I mentioned doctors. What I wanted to talk about was saving lives, because um, before the storms hit, the storms have been kind of funny because it's just been constant blizzards for 24 hours, and I tried to go out for a jog yesterday, and when I came back, I looked like a snowman. It was probably on that jog that I did my knee in. It's not serious. It just hurts, right? So yeah, I want to talk about saving lives, and there we go. Right, that's the engine revved. Can you hear me? Hold on. I'm back. Gotta clean the snow off this. Right. I'm back. Sorry about that. The cable attaching the microphone to the phone got caught on something as I got out of the car, and of course it ripped the jack out of the phone and made me look like a complete tool, but that's the way it goes. Also look like a clown, but I don't care about that. Right. There's going to be like a 10-second gap in there where nothing happens. Sorry about that. Or something happens, or there's just a break, or there's just weird noises. But that's the way it goes. Right. I don't care because it's real. I lock the car. Yeah, I locked the car. Do you ever wonder about that? Do you ever wonder, like, when you've locked the car? Did I lock the car? Or do you have to go back and check the house door again, or the flat door? Did I lock the door? Oh my God, this is all ice on the car park here. This is going to be really wild. Trying to get out. Luckily, I don't have to go anywhere today. So, yeah, what I wanted to talk about was saving lives. And, what about saving lives? Well, because it was a storm, I didn't go jogging, and I got on the exercise bike, and I put the exercise bike in the living room, in front of these kind of balcony doors that don't lead out onto any balcony, and cross over the road. What happened was I was just sort of cycling on the bike and looking out, and look out over this park towards where the sea is, and so I was just observing the waves, the giant waves crashing, and the crashing into the sea wall and spray up into the air. And I saw this kite surfer. Well, I couldn't see the surfer. I could see the kite. The waves were so big that the kite surfer was somewhere down behind the waves. And I was thinking, well, that's a bit mad, because I know you obviously need a lot of wind to do kite surfing, right? But at the same time, you need waves, but not giant waves, right? Right. And this guy was getting pummeled by the waves, and then I'm walking down by the seawall here, and in case you hear the sea in the background, and this guy was getting pummeled by these waves, and I was thinking, he's gonna have a problem turning around and going back the other way. Well, it looked like he would anyway. I don't know anything about kite surfing. It just looks mad and extremely difficult. And so I wonder if I can't check the audio. I'm wondering if my beard is rubbing up and down on the mic, and you're getting a sound. If you are, I'm sorry. That's life. Maybe I should shave. So I was thinking he's going to have fun. I think, well, look at this live entertainment while I'm on the bike. That'll keep my mind occupied. And so I watched him for a little bit, and the kite took a dive down into the sea, and he couldn't get it back up again, could he? He was trying and pulling, and you know, the kite couldn't catch the wind because the waves were so high. And I watched him struggle for about 5 minutes, and I thought, that's not good. He's gonna get smashed into the sea wall if he doesn't do something quick. So I'm not exactly sure what he did. I think he released the board from his feet and obviously let go of the kite. I think you have to sort of what do you do? Disengage, unclip it, whatever, from your jacket, and so he did that. Oh, look at that! The sun is causing the harbor water to reflect on the wall, making it look like waves are dancing. It's a nice little effect. Never noticed that before. Anyway, so I was thinking, well, he's got to get himself free from all that stuff and, call it a day, really. So he lets go of the kite and the board, and he starts swimming. And these are giant waves. I mean, three times the size of an average person. These are huge waves. And it's wave after wave after wave, bang, 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 bang. And he's not going anywhere. Right, he's just not going anywhere at all. Right up to the end of the pier right now. Seeing the footprints and the paw prints. If you need to walk your dog in Paw Paw, Michigan. Yep. The sea is loud. It does roar like a lion. Anyway, so this guy's swimming, and I'm on the. You can imagine me in the living room on the exercise bike, panting away, and I'm right at the edge of the harbour wall now. There's these waves coming towards me, and I'm thinking he's going to have to be a strong swimmer to get anywhere. And so I watch him for 5 minutes, and he hasn't gone anywhere. He's swimming, but he hasn't gone anywhere. And I watch him another 5 minutes. He's swimming, and he hasn't gone anywhere. And I watch him for another 5 minutes, and I'm thinking, he's not going to make it. He's absolutely not going to make it. And then I'm thinking, and no one knows he's there, and I have some kind of duty or responsibility to do something about this, I suppose. From my living room. Like, what do I do? Do I call the police? Do I call the Coast Guard? Do I call the harbor? What do I do? I don't know the number anyway. What do I do? And so I decided that the best thing to do is stop my exercise, mid-exercise, throw on as many warm clothes as I could, and rush out and down and across the street and up onto the harbour wall and see if I could maybe wave at him and see if I could catch his attention in some way. See if he's okay. Like, if he gives me a thumbs up, I will know that he's okay. So I just I just bent down into the snow and wrote "I love you" because why not, right? Why not do something like that? Why not bend down into the snow and write positive messages for positive people? And also, I'm going to take a picture of it as well. There we go. Couple of pictures. There we go. Lovely. One more just because. Just because. There we go. Not very pretty, but the message is there. The snow's pretty. My writing's not very pretty. So, back to the story. And so I'm climbing up on the harbour wall. Now you got to remember that the waves are crashing and smashing and bashing their way into into the wall. So I'm poking my head up over the wall, and I'm getting these waves crashing down on top of me, and I'm trying to signal to this guy, "Is he okay?" And of course, he's swimming the other way. He can't see me at all, and I'm looking like a bit of a tool. So it's lovely snow. It's got that. It's just a good. It's that. It crunches under your feet. It looks like the snow actually looks like little balls of polystyrene. It glitters like gold. And so I'm thinking, I don't know what to do. I mean, obviously, look, swimming is tiring. Swimming in the sea is very tiring. He's been out there for 20 minutes. He's gone nowhere. Must be knackered. And then I see another guy who comes up behind me and his son. And I say, you seen the guy out there? It's the guy out there swimming. He said, yeah, I saw him. I was like, he doesn't look like he's going anywhere. So like, yep. Looks like that's pretty much it for for him. You know, do you think he's going to make it? Don't know. It's a bit of a riptide out there. He might be caught in it. I don't know. I tried to wave to him. He's going the other way. Can't see me. Got no idea. What do we do? So we had a little chat and decided that we had to do something, because if the guy dies, then I'm going to feel really bad, right? And he's not looking too comfortable. He's not looking too good. And the thing about like swimming out in the sea is, yes, it's really, 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 really tiring swimming against those waves. And you know, when you give up, you just give up, and he's going to end up getting picked up by the waves and smashed on the rocks. Trust me, I know it's not cool, right? So anyway, and I just stop and say, what a lovely day. After 5 days of storms, when there's a break in the clouds, a break in the days, it seems quite epic. And that there's layers of snow on the ground. There's people, I want to say all over the place, but you know, not all over the place, but you know, here and there, be a parent pulling a sledge with a kid on it, just the way that it should be, through the snow, to have some fun. It's snow is fun, right? Unless you're 70 years old and you live on a hill, and every time you go outside, it's like life-threateningly dangerous. Because you know, during the night, the snow can turn to ice, and yeah, you get the picture. Anyway, so oh yeah, back to trying to save this guy's life. So we agree, me and this other guy, that we should call the. I suggest calling the local police and let them decide, because they'll be able to hop in a car and drive down in about 2 minutes, and you know, make a decision. Because I don't know how serious it all is. I'm just a visitor, really. I haven't lived here all my life, so I couldn't really tell you. So the other guy's like, well, maybe I should call the Coast Guard. I'm like, well, call somebody. So I think he called the Coast Guard. Said, oh, there's a guy down here, mouth of the river, in the sea, swimming. He's a kite surfer. He's lost his kite. He's not going anywhere. Looks like he might have had it. Looks like his number might have been called. Looks like his time was up. And so he makes that call. And I say, right, that's it. I'm off down to the mouth of the river. See if I can signal him from the other side. So I sprint off à toute vitesse and try to communicate, in the hope of trying to communicate with him from the other side. So it takes me like about a minute. I sprint down over little hills, round the corner, and you gotta remember that this is in the middle of a storm, right? The wind is going, the waves are crashing and spraying over the wall, and I was already half soaked from trying to signal the guy the first time, and now I have to go down the river that leads to down this path that leads along the river to the mouth of the river, so I can try to signal this guy from the other side. So off I go, and so I get down this path and I get to the mouth of the river, and the mouth of the river is where the big waves come in. They come in. They got a long sort of drift, and then they crash into this wall, and there's this sort of iron grating there. So I'm holding on to the iron grating with my hands and my feet, and I'm doing that so that when the waves come in and the waves hit the wall and go up over the wall, so that I don't get swept away as well into the sea there, and or into the mouth of the river, or wherever you get swept away to. So like clinging on for dear life and trying to wave my arms at the same time. Obviously you can't hold on with two arms and wave them at the same time. That would be just ridiculous. So I'm sort of waving and signaling, and the guy really looks like he's struggling, and so I'm trying to signal thumbs up or thumbs down to see if he's okay or to see if he needs help. And he's getting hit by these waves and he's all over the place, and he's giving me a thumbs up. I'm like, what? Can't possibly be okay out there. And anyway, another couple of huge waves come in. The heat in the sun right now is incredible. I'm walking down one edge of the harbour, and I can feel it on my back, and I feel it on the back of my legs actually. The heat is quite incredible. So what a difference when there's like zero wind right now. And anyway, so a couple of these huge waves come in, and he gets carried by them. He gets carried into the mouth of the river, which is pretty dangerous because that's where the river's coming down to the sea, and the sea's coming into the river, and there's quite a lot of strong currents in there, and it can be a bit tricky from time to time. I'm not sure that it would cause you to drown. It might. Anyway, the guy gets hit by these waves and sort of rolling over and tries a few swim strokes and sees me, and I'm like signaling to him, come on over to the edge here, come on, you'll make it. And he's obviously exhausted and takes a few strokes, and the waves carry him the rest of the way to this edge of the harbour wall, and there's a little ladder there, and he sort of grabs on, and I give him a hand up. And and I'm like, are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. Just need to get my kite, my board. He turns around to go back in. I'm like, no, you don't, mate. Like, you're not getting back. You're not getting back in there. It's like you almost died. You just leave the stuff. It might be expensive. Just leave it. Be thankful that you're alive. You sure you're okay? He's like, well, maybe it wasn't the right day to go out. No shit, Sherlock. Not the right day to go out, really? You think so? Bloody hell. I mean, did you see anyone else out there? No, I didn't think so. Right. So, anyway, he was out of the water. I still can't tell if that's something between my teeth or that new filling. Anyway, Walks with Wolfie is, I'll get to the end of the story in a minute. Walks with Wolfie is not intended to be educational in any sense. It's intended to don't know why I'm throwing this in here. It's intended to catalogue moments in time. It's not intended to be, oh, a snowman. It's not intended to be extremely interesting or to pull people in or to link together. People find what they want to find, you know? They go where they want to go, do what they want to see what they want to see. Something like that. Something, yep, something like the Addams Family. And anyway, as I'm doing this in the middle of the day, I imagine that some people are going to look at me like, hey, he's a bit weird. But let's get used to these things in life. I mean, if you're still thinking that people are weird, if you're still worried about what other people think, you're not going to get anywhere. I mean, it's not like don't care about what other. No, I'm not saying don't care about other people. Yes, care about other people, but not at the expense of yourself. Not at the expense of who you are. Not at the expense of your own personal development and your own personal progress. You just have to not worry about it too much, really. So just give people a bit of space as well. Just a little moment of silence there as I walk past the man from the gas station. It's a really cool gas station, you know. Don't know why we call it gas station when they sell petrol, but and diesel, but it's really cool because you don't have to get out of your car. You come in, you park, the guy jogs out to you, asks you what you want and how much you want to put in, and fills it up for you, and then you give him your card, and off he trots back to his little office, scans the card, comes back with a receipt and the card. And talk about service, right? You don't even have to get out of the car. And I was talking to other people about it, and they're like, "Yep, I don't go anywhere else now. I only go there." And there's a small independent station doing things better than the larger international organizations. And I get there's reasons for it, and systems and standards and elements of trust and things, but that's where, sometimes the small things are better. Sometimes they're more important. Sometimes they're done more well than all the other things together. I'm still on. Getting tangled up in my own cables. So I stay with this guy at the edge of the harbour for a couple of minutes, make sure he's okay. He's like reaching back over the wall, and his kite, I don't know where his board was, miles away probably. His kite was getting washed in, and he was trying to grab for it, and I was like, okay, well, if you're alright, I'm out of here, because my job's well done. Because by that time I was completely soaked, because the waves were just crashing over the top of me during the whole thing. So I walk back to where the flat is, passing a Coast Guard van on the way, and a couple of police officers running around, and meet up with that original guy that I met and his son, and have a quick chat about things seeming to be okay. And off I go back to the flat to continue doing the exercise program. So, yay. So you can't predict everything. People think we've got all these algorithms and all these machines, and I understand, but you still can't predict everything that's going to happen, right? Yeah, you can't predict if it's going to be a boy or a girl, really. It's still, all that people can do is destroy. They can't really create. And what I mean by that is in terms of life, right? Right, we don't fully understand creation, right? The universe gives us the opportunity to create. It's not us that creates. We just have the opportunity to create. We can't really give life, or only in the sense of not taking it, right? In that sense, governments take life. They don't give life. In general, usually, just climbed up onto the harbour wall. Thought I'd walk along it for a bit. All these boats covered in snow. Look a bit strange. Look nice. Look nice. On one side, got these boats all perfectly lined up. You got to admire harbours and organization. If you want to learn about organization, look at harbours or shipping, and look at the way, or airports. Yeah, it's super organized places in general, especially the bigger ones. They have to be. And on the other side of the wall, there's the Firth, and I can see all the way across to what I now know is Cromarty, and the road to the Scottish Highlands. I wasn't sure where Cromarty was before, due to things happening over the last few weeks. I now know exactly where Cromarty is. Interesting place. So you might be able to hear the sea crashing into the wall in the background. So yeah, there you are in the living room, pedaling away on your exercise bike, doing your own thing, and then suddenly you find yourself rushing out to try and save somebody. Not in the sense of, I want to be a hero, but in the sense of, I have a responsibility to do something about this, because I know about it. Like people with crime, right? If you know that there's some, now not all crime, this is going to sound really, really ridiculous, but not all crime is bad. Yeah. Let me give you an example. Let's say you know someone is trapped in a house and the house is on fire. Well, it would normally be a crime to break into the house. But in a situation where someone's trapped in it, you might be forgiven for breaking into the house, which would normally be a crime. See, not all crimes are crimes. Is that crazy? It's a bit like saying not all dogs are dogs. Not all fish are fish. Not all bears are bears. I was just thinking about the koala, right? Because the koala's the marsupial, not a bear, but everyone calls it a bear. Might as well be a bear. Why not? It looks kind of like a bear. Looks all cute and cuddly. Can be quite vicious, apparently. Anyway, are you with me? How are you, Wolfie? Are you enjoying the walk? It's nice to be out in the sun. It's really nice to be out in the sun. It's definitely the best part of the day. It's definitely the nicest it's been in the last week. For sure. So, it's interesting. Half the wall has got 20 centimeters of snow here. The wall's not very wide now, it's only about half a meter. And half of that is snow, and I'm not walking on the snow, so it's only about, I don't know, 50 centimeters wide what I have to walk on. Hopefully I'll be okay. Do you want the secrets? Do you want the secrets? I think I can jump down here. Maybe. I can't really see. I can't really see where the rocks are because it's snowed over all the rocks. I'm gonna have to guess where the rocks are. There was one. I got one, and missed one. Oh my gosh! Oh, oh! The reason why I jumped down over the wall is because I need to answer a little call of nature, and I can do that on the other side of the wall, where no one can see me, and while I'm watching the cold waves of the North Sea splash and crash onto the rock. Wait a minute, what is that? What is that? I see something. Hold your horses. Now I can't tell where the rocks are because there's snow on everything. And there's going to be rocks in some places, and there's going to be nothing in other places. Is that a board? That's like, what an irony that would be if I find this guy's kiteboard in the rocks here. Because there's a board in the rocks. Hold on. Oh, step down. Wow, it's a kiteboard. It's an actual kiteboard. Bloody hell, do you think, I think Slingshot Misfit, it's green. It's an actual, I think this is that guy's kiteboard in the rocks. No way, what are the things you cannot predict. The storm stops, the weather's nice, it's a nice day, I change my habits, I go for a walk, I jump up on the wall, I decide I need to pee, I go to find a place to pee, and in the place to pee, I find a kiteboard that maybe belonged to the guy that, wow, that I tried to save from the sea. Oh my goodness. That is wild. Oh, now, what is on it? It looks like, is it grease of some kind? Do I have any tissues on me? Nothing there. Nothing there. It's covered in some kind of dirt or some kind of grease or something. It'd be like the one day that I have no tissues with me. I've got a tiny little piece of tissue. That's not going to be helpful. Is there anything? Are there any other materials here that I can use down by the beach? Probably not. Bizarre. Well, I can pick it up, I suppose. I'm going to take it back to the flat, give it a wash. It does appear to be covered in. Does it smell? It's covered in something brown. The brown might be oil or. Hope it's not poo. It's not poo. Some kind of sand. Maybe I can use the tissue to try to clean the handle here. That's it. Maybe I use the tissue. I think this is that guy's. What was his name? Rob. Because I think I asked him just before I was like leaving him. What's your name? I didn't want his whole name. I'm like, you know, who did you rescue? Well, I rescued Rob. Oh, I know Rob. You know, you want to get his name, right? So I got this tiny little tissue in my pocket. And I'm using it to try and clean the handle here. There's a handle in the middle of the board. There we go. Right. What now? This, I reckon this guy's board. It's green. It's about a metre and a half long, probably maybe a bit more than a metre and a half. It's got 4 little fins, 2 at one end and 2 at the other. What did you find at the beach today? I found a board for surfing. Welcome to insanity. It's never normal anymore. There's a dog. Oh dear. I just found a board. Just here. I just popped over the wall to have a pee. And
yeah, someone was on it. Yesterday, I swear.
Yeah, this.
Yeah. When, like a windsurf.
Yeah, kite surfer, something. Yeah, I saw a kite surfer who like fell into the sea and stuff a couple of days ago over there. Thought it. Do you know who it belongs to? No. Do you do any surfing or no? No, you don't. What a bizarre thing to find, though, eh? Right. There you go. There you go. A couple of girls walking past. Just had a little chat with them. You probably heard it. So, there you go, eh? I better go home with it. I was going to walk to the end of the pier, but it's an uncomfortably large size. It's not that heavy. It's just large. Large. Check, I've still got my keys. Still got my keys. All right. Well, I'll take this one home, I suppose. What am I going to do with it? Should I do something with it? Should I go and look for another one? See what else I could find in the rock pools. Well, I'll take it home. I will. I'll give it a bit of a wash, and I'll ask around. I'll ask around and see if anyone's lost a board, because it must be quite expensive, I suppose. Oh, you could keep it for yourself. Well, theoretically I could, I suppose. Finders keepers. But to be honest, I'd rather give it back to the owner. That would be the right thing to do. How do you know the owner's the owner? I don't know. I reckon it's that guy who fell into the sea. What are the chances of that? Me telling the story and finding the board at the same time. Wow. Crazy. I'm trying to carry it by... I should probably give it a clean, actually. I probably should have put it in the water, given it a clean. I'll clean it in the bath at home. It's an awkward size, though. It's about the same size as me. And I said there's no wind, but there's no wind when you're walking around, but when you're carrying a large board, you suddenly begin to notice the wind, because the board gets blown about a bit. I'll just switch to the other hand here. Switch to the other arm. Someone's getting a bit tired. I might have to take a shortcut home and maybe not go around the harbour. You alright there, Wolfie? Yep. Okay, cool. So, wow. That is, talking about the things that you cannot predict, right? The unknown unknowns. I think way more than people realise we're really close to the unknown. Unknowns, really close. Talking about being really close to things. There should be some steps here somewhere. Gone right past them. Oh well, get down at the other end of the harbour wall. So, I think we're really close to the unknown unknowns. I think that, oh, the mic keeps sliding down. Let's see if I can move the mic a little bit so that it's a bit closer. Okay, so there we go. How bizarre is that? Yeah, I think that we like to think we know what we're doing and we know what the outcome is going to be. You can barely predict what you yourself are going to do. How can you possibly predict what other people are going to do? Really, how can you? Dun, dun, dun. Maybe I could put a post on Facebook or something with and ask for some kind of proof. Ask for a picture or a receipt or something. You think anybody's going to stop me walking out the harbour with a giant board? Probably not. You could use this for you could use this on the snow actually. You slide your feet in there and off you go down the hill. Probably breaking a leg at the same time. But maybe not. Maybe it would all work out just fine. Or you do the line, attach it to the back of a car, get the car to drive along the snow and pull you along on the board. So, funny how it all turns out, isn't it? I wanted to segue a little bit into talking about that guy, the Rob guy, risking his life, almost losing his life, and now, you know, it makes me think about when I got knocked off the paddleboard by the big waves. Silly me thinking, I know what I'm doing. I just need to get out over those breaking waves, and once you get out over the breakers, it's nice and calm, and the paddleboard will be fine. Well, I was completely wrong, wasn't I? Completely wrong. Wasn't thinking at all what I was doing. Not one little bit. I was just thinking that I know, and this is what I've been telling people this last couple of weeks. Is you gotta listen to the advice that you get from other people, however crazy it might appear at first. You got to listen to those who have A, more experience, relevant experience, and B, those who have survived, which tend to be those people who are older, seen the world, they've seen what's going on, that know what's coming, right? These people who know what's coming. Oh, they're out there. Very often ignored. Very often ignored because people want to be told what they want to hear, which is everything's fine. Don't worry. We'll get it all sorted. And that's never true. We never fully know. We never fully know if everything's all fine, if everything's all right. If it's all going to be sorted, just ask a doctor when they're performing an operation on a patient. Maybe they've performed it 100 times. 101st time? Who knows how it's going to end? I'm sure you can hear me sniffing now as well. Cold air. It's causing the nose to run a little bit and drip. Just switch hands again. There we go. It's incredibly warm when the sun comes out and there's no wind, and freezing when there's clouds and no sun. Maybe that sounds like it's obvious, but some people live in parts of the world where there's sun on a daily basis. Well, guess you could say there's sun everywhere. But it's not always warm. It's not always warm. I wonder if there's a story behind this board. I wonder. When was that? When? I'm trying to think. When did I see that guy? I'm not even sure. I'm not sure when I saw him. When did I exercise on the bike? It's going to be the end of last week. The end of last week. Could have been. Oh, I can't remember. It's mad times. Mad times. Well, back at the flat, I don't have a free hand to turn everything off. So, going in the back door. So I'm just going to keep talking until I get in the flat. And that will be that. Said the cat in the hat. Oops. Just bashed the board off the wall. Right. Up the steps. Round the tricky corner. And into the flat. Yeah, maybe I should do like a Facebook post saying found some kind of board. I guess to get in the bath here. And I'll give it a bit of a clean. See how it comes out. Tra-la-la, wow. Well, that was a bit of an odd walk with Wolfie, wasn't it? I didn't get to the second part. I wanted to tell you about my adventure. Oh well, that'll have to wait for another day. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Yeah, have a good one. Keep it interesting. Keep it real, for sure. Have a good one. Take care.